Hello there and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a get ready with me video, but today I am using all free samples. Yes, this look cost me nothing to pull together. If you've seen many of my videos, you will know there's something missing in the background, and that is this box. Well, what you might not know is that this box houses all of those free makeup samples that I get with orders. I get so excited when I'm checking out and I get to choose free makeup samples, or Ulta's having a free gift bag, filled with all these samples, and I get them home and I put them in this box and then I forget about them. And part of the reason is because I don't like to use samples on days when I've got to go somewhere or get out the door, because I don't know if the foundation sample that I'm using is gonna match. You know what I mean? So I've decided to go through my samples and I pulled out specifically products for the most part that I have zero experience with. Most of the samples are single-use ones, but a few steps of my makeup process I had to pull in a few deluxe size samples, like the Hoola bronzer. I have lots of experience with this, but I didn't have another bronzer in my free stash to try. So there's a few products like that that I may have a little bit of experience with, but everything else I really wanted to just try brand new stuff and just go off of the card and the directions they're telling me, and we're gonna see how everything comes together. Now, if you stay tuned to the end, I am going to include a wear test, so you're gonna see how this looks after 8 hours today. Also, if you're new here, special welcome to you. I hope you'll hit that subscribe button below. And now, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started using all these free makeup samples. Okay, so we're gonna get started. I need something on my lips, so I'm going to go in with the Bite Agave Intense Lip Mask. I had this years ago, but they kind of reformulated it. So here's my little tiny tube. Isn't it cute? Oh, gotta peel off the little foil thing here. Okay, so that just took forever, but if you're not familiar with this, it's a very thick, I think it does come in a couple of different scents. This one basically has no scent. This is the kind of original, and it says it is superfood succulents in a does it all mask for deep hydration and extreme recovery. So we're gonna put this on our lips. All right, for our skin, so all I did on my skin today was my normal, just bare minimum serum and moisture. I didn't want to affect anything that I put on top of it, so I've gone through my stash and I picked out something that I have always wanted to try. This is the Farsali. I have the Rose Gold Elixir, the Unicorn Essence, and the Skin Blur. I have tried the Skin Blur and returned it, but I have not tried the other two. So let's give these a shot here. All right, so the Rose Gold, it says apply to face and neck, may be applied prior to or mixed with makeup for a luminous finish. And then the Unicorn Essence, apply to clean face before moisturizer, may be used as primer before makeup application. Let's use the Unicorn one because I hear that that smells really good. And that is what it looks like. It's kind of like a sheer pink color, and it does smell very good. It smells kind of like cotton candy. Feels very lightweight. It is very very liquidy. I have no idea how much I'm supposed to put on because don't have the dropper to drop on my face like you see people do. While that soaks in, let's go in with an eyeshadow primer. I went through my stash to find two that I don't think I've ever used this before. So this is the Smashbox Prime Lid and Color Correct. So I love the regular 24-hour primer from Smashbox. I have light and medium shade, and I think I'm kind of in between. Okay, so there's the light shade. It doesn't seem too light, so I think I'm just, this actually is a decent color. I still have quite a bit on my hands, so you don't need very much of that, and it is setting pretty quickly, so that's good. All right, for eyeshadow, I found a couple little baby samples that I had gotten from theBalm. And then I went through my deluxe size samples. These were a free set. I think it was a Sephora reward, and this is from the brand Trestique. So I thought I would give these a try. I do have one or two of the Laura Mercier deluxe size sample ones, but I've used those before. I do not recall how these work. So I've got several shades, so we're just going to use a couple of these. I'll tell you what the shades are as we go along. So we're going to start in with the cream, and then we'll add a little bit of the powder shadow. So I'm going to go in with this one. This is Kona Coffee. So I think I'm doing kind of a brown and bronzy. I mean, I don't have anything real interesting color-wise in my eyeshadow collection here, my samples. So let's just do a little, I'll just do a little smudge of this along the lash line. And I need to have my brush ready. I'm gonna go in with the EB21 from Sedona Lace and just kind of work this into the lash line. All right, that worked actually quite well. All right, so now we're gonna go up. Got to give ourselves a little bit of definition here in the outer corner. And I think for this blending, all right, to blend that, I'm going to use the EB09 from Sedona Lace. I love this brush for cream shadows. And cream shadow sticks can be easy once you get the hang of working with them, but you do typically have to kind of blend, add a little blend, add a little blend. So now I'm going to take just a tiny little bit of that right here on the lower lash line, and I'm going to take it maybe about a third of the way across and just smudge that in. And then Venetian Gold. Let's see what this one looks like. That's kind of like a still kind of a cooler tone gold. Okay, so let's do that on the lid right here. And just kind of, I just want to see how this works with the shadow over it. So it has just a hint of a pearly sheen, but yeah, it's all right. All right, let's go in with the ivory shade. I'm gonna go real light with this because it's really light in color. So all right, let's try a couple of these balm shadows. So the balm is actually they have a really good soft eyeshadow formula. They do usually blend pretty easily. I'm gonna go in with the BK Beauty 205, testing these brushes out. They're a pretty soft formula, and I'm just going to kind of go where we stopped with that dark brown, take this kind of on the center part of the lid, and blend a little bit of that lightly through the crease. Wipe off that brush, and I'm going to go in with this shade that I'm not even going to try to pronounce. We're going to put this on the inner part here. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice kind of ivory gold. Overlap that bronzy shade a little bit. Yeah, I like that better than the cream shadow stick for sure. It's a better look. And then I'm going to go in one final time with the BK Beauty 201 brush and a little more of this shadow. Even though it has a little sheen, I'm going to use this just to kind of help blend everything together here through the crease. All right, we're going to clean up under the eyes and clean up this outer corner, and then we'll go on with the rest of the face. All right, so we've got a very lifted eye look, and the skin, that Farsali has sunken in, but the skin still feels kind of lightly moisturized. There's a little bit of a glow, but not too much. So the foundation that I chose to try today is from Dior. This is Dior Forever, And we're just gonna try and make one of these colors work. So there's the matte, 2 matte shades, and then 2 of the Skin Glow shades. Let's go with the Skin Glow shades, shall we? Let's just give these a try. So I'm gonna mix these 2 shades together on my palette because I think I'm in between, and then we'll apply them. Okay, so this is 2N and 6N. So I already know they're going to be a little on the peachy side, but don't have to go anywhere today. So if the color doesn't quite match, you'll just have to forgive me. I'm going to mix just a tiny little bit of that deeper shade in there. And now what it says about this foundation, it says it's a 24-hour wear high perfection skin caring foundation. All day perfection in 2 finishes, matte and Skin Glow. 52 shades, medium to full coverage, ultimate comfort. So we're gonna find out. All right, I've just put a little bit of that. Oh, yeah, we're gonna be, well, it's all right. We'll just make it work, right? We'll make it blend in. I have no idea how much we're gonna need of this, but I'm gonna go in with this, the Morphe M439. Let's just blend this out. I just applied a little bit. Definitely on the pink side. A little too pinky peachy for me, but I'll take it down the neck. All right, so it does have a fragrance. It's pleasant, but it is fragranced, so something to be aware of. It is dissipating as I blend it into the face. It's a nice little bit of glow to the skin. There's no like shimmer particles or anything, but definitely I can see the glow there. Here over, let's just see how much coverage we can get out of this little guy. Yeah, I would say medium for sure. Not full coverage for me, but you know, pretty good job. Just gonna take a little bit of the lighter shade kind of right here in the center of the face. I do have a concealer I'm gonna use, but just kind of want to see if we can lighten this up a little. Okay, I'm gonna let that sink in a little bit, and well, right now it's feeling a little bit tacky, but we'll see what happens. All right, the next product I want to try is the Beautyblender Bounce Airbrush Liquid Whip Concealer. So it says 98% agree this concealer corrects imperfections for up to 24 hours. All right, we'll find out. I'm gonna try the 3.25 neutral medium under my eyes. That's actually even a little light, but yeah, I could have probably, the next one looks a little too dark, but we'll just see how this looks after we blend it in. That's pretty good coverage. Wow. And that blended in very quickly. And I'm gonna take just a tiny bit of that down the center of the nose and kind of above the brows. So as you can see, that really kind of lightened up the center part of the face. And right now, I really like how that went on. It went on very smoothly, and it didn't feel like it dried down, but it set, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go in with the shade right above it. What's it called? 4 Tan Ginger. And I'm gonna see if this, how this works on this dark spot right here. Let's just see what kind of coverage we get. I think it did give pretty good coverage there, so we're gonna let that set. Okay, before we powder, I was about to go in with powder, but I forgot we need highlighter and blush, and both products I have actually are cream. So the first thing, I'm gonna start with highlighter. This is something new from Becca. It's called Ignite. There's 3 shades: Passion, Creativity, and Strength. I love it when they put the printing in metallic. It's a little hard to read. So what it says, liquefied light highlighter. So, and then on the back it says, harness the power of light with this weightless face and body highlighter. Multi-dimensional micro pearls are suspended in our crystal gel formula that can be layered up to give skin a hyper gloss glow. Infused with blend of juicy pineapple, fresh coconut, and orange flower notes, the pearlized formula and uplifting scent provide a multi-sensory experience that ignites optimism and lights you up from the outside in, inside out. All right, well, we could all use some of that, right? Okay, I am going to go in, I think, with the shade Creativity, and I'm really excited to smell these. Doesn't that scent just sound glorious? All right. Yes, this is kind of a nice champagne. All right, there isn't a whole lot in this packet, so let me just squeeze out enough that we can hopefully get a scent. It's actually not a very strong scent, which sometimes is a good thing because it means it's not artificially fragranced. So that's really pretty. I do feel like up close though, it does kind of highlight texture a little bit, but we'll see once we powder and everything because we don't have any powder. So that might dial it back a little bit, but a little bit does go a long way. I still have a bit. And yeah, I would say you're getting more of the orange flower. A little disappointed with that because I want to smell the pineapple and coconut. But it's still pleasant, but very light. So it's not a super heavy fragrance, which is nice. So we'll just put a little bit of that Cupid's bow here. And I'm gonna actually put a touch of that on the inner corner as well. Okay, so I wanted to show you the other colors. So this is the color I used, Creativity. This one is Strength, and then this one is Passion. So Passion definitely is a cool pink color, and then this one really, really bronzy gold shade. So all really pretty, very pigmented, and nice and smooth, and they all have the same scent. So I decided just to take a little brush and combine Strength and Creativity and give myself a little glow here since it says it's face and body, right? All right, let's go in with some blush now. I'm going to use this Bare Minerals. This is their Bounce and Blur, and this is in Mauve Sunrise. I've used this once or twice before, but it's the only blush sample size that I got for free that I have. So I'm going to go in with this brush. This is a Luxie, what is it, tapered highlighter brush. And I'm going to go in a little heavier because I don't have a powder blush to put on top, and we are going to powder after this. So just want to make sure I have enough color on the cheeks. This is a really nice formula, by the way. It really blends in nicely. Such a pretty color too, nice and fresh. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and set the face. And I have this little tiny Laura Mercier, her translucent loose setting powder. And I really, believe it or not, I've never owned this. I know it's an iconic powder, but I don't really have a whole lot of experience with it. I put a little bit of that on this brush here, and I'm just gonna tap it in. The skin, I mean, I definitely have to powder. The skin feels tacky still, so that foundation, being that it's the Skin Glow formula, it definitely left my skin glowy and a little bit tacky, so that's just food for thought. So I know for my kind of combination skin, I'm gonna need to set it. All right, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of that powder on my eyeshadow brush. This is the 205, and I'm going to use this right under the brow bone just to kind of set the brow bone and give us a little softer blend here. Okay, for bronzer, I happen to have a tiny little hula that I got as a free gift with something. This is a great bronzer, so this is something I have a lot of experience with. I like this for bronzing and contouring. It is matte and kind of a good in-between cool and a little bit of warmth. So I'm gonna use just a little bit of this for some contour here. Need a little shaping. Do a little nose contour. And then I'm gonna go back just with a tiny, I haven't added any more to my blush brush. We're just gonna tap a little extra. Now it's time for brows. As you can see, my brows are a little intense. I just dyed them last night, so they're a little on the dark side, but that means that I don't have to do a whole lot of fill-in. So I went through and I found this itty bitty Anastasia Brow Wiz skinny brow pencil in the shade Soft Brown, and it has been years and years and years since I have used this formula, and this is literally, look at how cute that is, and that's all you get, so it doesn't twist up or anything. So I'm going to try to be really gentle. I'm afraid it might break off, but let's just add a little bit of shape here at the front. Okay, I don't want to do too much. I'm going to stop right there because I have another brow product I want to try. All right, that worked quite well. It's a stiffer formula pencil, but it's been a while. All right, now here's the other thing I wanted to use, and I don't even know if this is still available. Maybe it's just on Urban Decay's website. This is the Brow Endowed Primer and Color. Oops, probably should have used the primer first, but what it says is swipe on primer to amp up the volume of your existing brows, and then coat the primer with the tinted brow cream to fill in sparse areas, add intensity, and instantly define your arches. So let's just do this. All right, so we're gonna go in with the primer. It's this tiny cute little brush here. I don't know if this is an even smaller brush than normally comes on. I don't know. Okay, so this is reminding me of a mascara primer with the color. It doesn't say to let it dry. Coat the primer with the tinted brow cream. All right, let's go in with this. And I have the shade Taupe Trap, which is my shade in their microblade pen. All right, so here's this side. Definitely making my brows look fluffier. You're not gonna get anything precise with this. Like right here, I feel like it removed a little bit of my brow pencil. Let's just see if we can add any. Okay, so before I go back and add in any more pencil, let me just show you where we're at right here. So it says that once it sets, enjoy smudge-proof, non-transferable, sweat and oil-resistant finish with up to 24-hour wear. That would be good, right? It definitely, I mean, the brows feel not crunchy, but definitely, what is the description? Almost like Brillo-y. That sounds terrible. But it's not like crunchy, and it doesn't look shiny on the brows. And even though they feel stiff, I don't feel like it really glued down my brows. So that can be a good thing and a bad thing. I have a few crazy brow hairs that are still sticking out, but I'm gonna go ahead and go back and just fill in a couple spots here. And then I'm going back with just a little combination of those two concealers and just kind of cleaning up the brow a little bit. Okay, I feel like they're not quite as crazy. All right, so brows are done. All right, let's go on to mascara. Now, I had so many mascara samples and a few that I've not tried yet, but this one I am particularly interested in. It is the Lorac Pro Fiber Mascara. It says increases lash volume by 2,100%. Okay, clinically tested. I don't know where they came up with that much, but all right, let's check this out. Let's see what the brush from the picture looks pretty big. Yep, it is. Okay, so it's kind of a teardrop shape, but it does come down to a point. So let's just see No primer or anything. We're just gonna go in with just the mascara and see what happens. Alright, so there's one coat. Pretty decent. I did clean up under the lower lashes there just to prevent any smudging. We'll see how this wears, but let's add another coat. So it's not clumpy at all. It's definitely a slightly drier formula, which I prefer. I'm trying to see if it has any other special tips. Pair Pro Fiber Mascara with Pro Mascara for extra volume and length. Okay. So it sounds like you can also use this kind of almost like a primer before your other mascara. Let's just go ahead and see if we can add even more length. So I feel like overall I have this pretty bronzy look going on, a little smoky on the eye. I'm gonna go back and add just a tiny little bit of that shimmery gold shade here on the lid. I'm gonna add, oh yeah, with my finger. Definitely gives a lot more intensity. Just kind of want to brighten this up a little bit so it's not so dark, and there we go. That's what we needed to do. Okay, for lips, I think we need to add a little bit of something fun color-wise. I have several options. One that I'm kind of considering is one of the Buxom Vava Plumps. And I have I have two of these full size, but I don't have this shade, which is Wine Me. Is that what it is? Yes, Wine Me. So let's just take a look at this shade. Ooh, that's ooh, look at that. Isn't that fun? I think that's the shade we're gonna go with. So I went around the edge with just a little bit of foundation just to kind of give me a nice line around the lips. And then I have this sample of a Bite lip liner. This is the shade 34. I know online it has shade names, but on these samples they never do. And this is just kind of a really pretty deep wine, deep berry color. Okay, now let's go in with this. I just want to see what this looks like. So again, this is by Buxom, the Vava Plumps. What does it say? Shiny liquid lipstick. And so they don't dry down, but they do kind of stain your lips, especially the brighter colors. But they have a good amount of shine. Oh, that's fun. All right, so here's our finished makeup look with our free samples. And really, I'm pretty impressed with just about everything I used, especially the foundation and the concealer. Now, I am going to try and include a wear test, so I'm going to try to check back in after about 8 hours of wear time, and we'll see how everything wore through the day. But right now, my skin doesn't feel overly greasy, and it doesn't look super oily or anything, or super shiny. It might be a little glowy by the end of the day, we'll see. But that concealer is one thing. I've been trying out several other concealers recently, and this one is a big surprise because I absolutely love it. I did not set it with any powder, so we'll see how it works, but it doesn't feel super tacky. It doesn't look super shiny, but it does look perfected under there. Everything else, it's really fun. This bright lip, I know it's redder than what I usually do, but hey, it's just fun to do something different. So we'll see you in about 8 hours. All right, guys, so here is my 8-hour check-in, and as you can tell, I am very, very, very shiny, and even under the eyes, I didn't even flake away any of the little mascara. So you can see I have a couple little kind of specks of some flakes from the mascara, but it's not bad. And as far as my face being super shiny, This isn't unusual since it was a glow foundation, but what I do like is that it doesn't look like it's broken down. So I'm going to just take a tissue, and what you do if you want to blot your face and not remove too much makeup is you peel apart the tissue. So I'm just going to blot my face here, and we're going to see what it looks like if it's not shiny. Okay, so that took down some of the shine, and then I'm also just going to take a brush, kind of whisk away those little flakes of mascara. So overall, that's not too bad for the mascara. So it looked like it was just a couple, maybe little bits of those fibers, because it is a fiber mascara, but I didn't get smudging, which is very unusual for me. So that's a pretty good thing. And really, all in all, my concealer looks pretty good. By the end of the day, typically I'll have more creasing or it can be worn away, but the coverage is still in place. And I mean, I do have a little bit of settling in one of my lines there, which is very typical. But overall, the blush is still in place. Now, as far as the eyeshadows go, I do see some creasing right here where we didn't set those cream shadows on the outer edge. However, on the lid where we have the powder shadow that set those cream sticks, those appear to be okay. Same kind of even up above the crease, a little bit pretty shiny there, but I don't have any mascara transferred there. And the brows are actually still in place. In the lip color, I forgot after I ate dinner. So the lip color was still full on after 5 hours. And then I ate dinner and I wiped my lipstick and I went, oh no. So I still have some lip color on. I did add a lip balm because my lips were feeling dry, but you can see this is the color that was left over. So if I had tapped my lip color after eating, I would probably have more color left. And I'm interested to try now the matte version of that Dior foundation and just kind of see maybe if that gives me longer wear. But you know, 24-hour wear, I always question on a foundation, but I'm happy if it looks good after 8 hours. And typically I would have probably done a little bit of blotting after 6 hours, but hey, it's still in place. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.